Hello again, one and all, and welcome to episode, while I put my teeth back in, welcome to episode 400 of Love at First Scent with me, Persolaise. How have we already done 400 episodes? I have no idea, but I do know that the first comment for this one goes to EcoJock again, who says, hi all, and then Ty says, Dolce Vita, oh wow, I used to wear this so much. Okay, so that is ostensibly going to be the subject of this video, and I'll tell you I'll tell you why we've gone for this one. Ty says, what a great way to celebrate the 400th episode with none other than Dolce Vita, a true classic. Yes, classique. I cannot wait to hear your words on this spicy, fruity delight. Keith Stibble says, congratulations. Well, thank you very much, but I really do sincerely and genuinely need to say thank you to you, because when we sort of started getting to like 380, 390, I thought, oh my goodness, we're not far from 400. How on earth has that happened? And then, of course, we've also got our masterclass series, our interviews and everything. Thank you very much. I genuinely can't thank you enough for helping me to reach this milestone, which really has come as a bit of a surprise. I think in my mind, sometimes I fixate a little bit on subscriber numbers, and I'm thinking, oh, it would be really, really good to get to 20,000 before the end of the year. And then I forgot about the episode numbers. I've made it for 400, says Paige. Yes, you have. I see your Lego alter ego in the back again, says Natalie. Yeah, the Lego guy, the Lego Persolaise has been here all this time. Sometimes he's just hidden by some bottles. No, he's never really too far away. RM says, honestly, you deserve more subscribers. Well, that's very kind, but I don't know about deserve. I mean, I think deserve is a word that's somewhat overused nowadays, but I get the sentiment. Thank you very much. And Woozy says, speaking of classic Dior's, I just got a 30ml vintage Esprit de Parfum of Diorissimo. Oh, I can smell it already. That must be really, really heavenly. Most important football match of the week, and I'm proudly here, says Milad. Oh, okay. Thank you very much. Everyone hit the like, says Rachel. Thumbs up. Okay, so since this is a little bit of a celebratory episode, I will say please do consider subscribing to this channel, and if you would like to find out how you can support my work and maybe help me to get to another 400 episodes, oh God, can you think episode 800, will I really be saying that one day? Then you should be able to find a link to my Ko-fi page in the video description below. But I thought we should do something to mark the occasion in some way, and of course La Dolce Vita is perfect for these occasions, because it does feel like we're all living a kind of Dolce Vita when we do these videos together, and when I get to interact with all of you from around the world and read your comments and be encouraged by your kindness and your generosity. So it all feels very Dolce Vita-esque. Tripty says, congratulations on 400, so fabulous. Dolce Vita is the first perfume I remember stealing from my sister's closet. Interesting. So Dolce Vita, you will all know, has been around for quite some time. It was released in 1995, of course, by Dior. It was one of the last perfumes to be creative directed by the legendary Maurice Roger. It's because of him that Dior went through that. I mean, they were on fire. They went through that phase when they had Poison and Fahrenheit and Dune, and they seemed to be unstoppable. Of course, this was the day as well when brands could really take their time over perfume releases, and the creation of the perfumes could be guided single-mindedly, by one person who had a vision and could really stick to that doggedly, and didn't have to be swayed by market tests, which tend to water everything down. And then along came Dolce Vita, and by most accounts, it was a flop. And there are now, with the benefit of hindsight, there are people who go back and come up with all sorts of mostly quite plausible reasons as to why it wasn't a huge success. A lot of it, they reckon, comes down to the fact that it was too similar to Serge Lutin's Féminité du Bois, which was, of course, also composed by Pierre Bourdon, and that it sort of didn't quite hit the mark with that kind of fruity, woody concoction for women. Who knows? I mean, I remember being aware of it at the time, because this was when we were still, I was had I already left home by then? No, I suppose I must have. That's it. I would have left home by when it came out, but maybe only just. But my mum, who you may remember was in the perfume industry, would have been very much still involved with the company that was the distributors for Dior in the Middle East, in the UAE, and she absolutely was there for the launch of Dolce Vita, and she still has stored in her fridge in her house as kind of a large tester size of the extrait of the original formulation of Dolce Vita, which she very, very correctly keeps in the fridge so as to preserve it. And I realized the last time I went to see her, we don't live in the same country. The last time I went to see her, I didn't ask if I could smell it, which was a big mistake. I need to, the next time I go there, I need to ask if I can smell it. How lucky she is, says Sister Parfum. And also, yes, but also very, very forward thinking that she didn't use it all up and she kept it in the fridge. Spaced Out says, Dior was an artistic trailblazer at one point. Now the age of bureaucracy is upon us. Yeah, well, we could have that discussion some other time. Yogo80 says, oh my god, OMG, I never liked Serge Lutens Féminité du Bois. Makes sense. I don't like Dolce Vita. Well, there you go. You need to smell it, says Trina. Who are you saying that to? To me, to spray it, or... Now, what made me go for it? I've been meaning to do something about Dolce Vita for a while, because you don't really see it in British perfume shops. You know, it's not the kind of thing that you come across at Boots. It's not the kind of thing that you come across at, John Lewis. But you do still see it pretty much, I think, at most branches of Sephora in France. And so obviously there is still a market for it. It is still around. And every single time I smell it, because it's not a scent that I come across very often in the shops, when I do see it, if we're abroad, I pick it up and I smell it. And every single time, I think, this is really good stuff. How come we don't talk about this perfume more? Yes, I can see that it shares many, many, many similarities with Féminité du Bois, but it is sufficiently different to warrant being spoken about. Now, the bottle, I think, has essentially stayed the same, but I'm sure when the first bottle came out, it actually had the name and the brand on the body of the bottle. This seems curiously non-branded. So let's have a spray. This is, by the way, this is current formulation, and that's the point I'm trying to make, that the current formulation is really absolutely fine. It may be different from the original. They sell it now only as an EDT. And I think maybe over the years, if memory serves again, it's become lighter and more translucent, and actually, weirdly enough, seems to sometimes make me think of Chance as much as it does of Féminité du Bois, so Chanel's Chance, which we will be talking about very soon in an upcoming video. My bottle has the gold name on the bottle, says Eric. Yeah, I know it had on it. I mean, I remember seeing that. I can't imagine them doing an unbranded, completely unbranded bottle. Or am I just being blind, and is it there? And the opening is, the whole thing just feels as though it's quieter, as though maybe some of the dolcinosity has been lost, but there's still enough Vita in there to keep you going. And so what is it? It's kind of watery fruit. Somebody mentioned cinnamon, somebody mentioned spices. That sort of nutmeg and cloves potpourri effect that you get from Féminité du Bois is there too. A peachy note, an apricot note. I mean, what do they officially say? There we are. No, I don't need to see that. Apricot, peach, yeah, there we go. Lily of the Valley, rose, vanilla, all of those sort of usual suspects. But it is really just so happy. Things have been judged so well in this perfume, I think, that even though it has unquestionably been watered down over the years, it still has enough joy in it to make it worth your while. And it's so much better than most of the stuff that is pushed out by mainstream brands these days. Lost me at cinnamon, says who? Otumboshi. But it's not too cinnamony. And so then it kind of makes me think a little bit of Comme des Garçons White, and as I say, Chanel Chance and Féminité du Bois, and maybe even shades of Dior's own Dune with that very, very kind of gently sandalwoody, vanillic dry down. I have got a pre-sprayed one, but what I also want to do now, this is a bottle that has been brought out several times. This is Madame Persolaise's very well used, so used that the sticker has come off, Féminité du Bois. But this, of course, now is not even the current formulation because this bottle is getting on a bit, and we know that current Lutins looks different. I have been reliably informed that Lutins may be working on yet another reformulation of Féminité du Bois because they might want to bring it back in line with how it used to be. So keep smelling FDBs when you go to a Lutins counter and let me know. So now, yeah, when you smell the Lutins, now the Lutins is much more overtly spicy, more overtly clovey. It's much darker. It's more opulent. It's doing more of that Serge Lutens just wants to live in Morocco for the rest of his life, in Marrakesh thing. Whereas Dolce Vita is more, let's get some kind of peachy almond cake in a beautiful cafe in Naples, and let's dip it into some, I don't know, let's dip it into some sort of an apricot liqueur or a peach liqueur and just soak up all of that juiciness. So they do move away from each other. I mean, my heart absolutely still will always be stolen by Féminité du Bois, but Dolce Vita should not keep slipping under our radar as much as it does. Gavin says, I don't like Féminité du Bois. There, I said it. That's absolutely fine. It's a striking and sort of strong enough scent to be properly divisive. And I think that's probably why it stood the test of time, right? Because people either really, really love it or they don't care for it at all. Sister Parfum says, all these woody feminine perfumes like Femme, Dolce Vita, Dune, Féminité du Bois, and I loved all of them. They fit me so nicely, but Dolce was the most feminine Parisian one, or Italian. Yes, yeah. So I think we're on the right. It was the one that really brought that sense of cafe chic to things. And that was reflected in the packaging, with the little dots. Now, where's the pre-sprayed one? No, we don't want to go to that one. So here's the pre-sprayed. Polish cheap car, which must be one of the best handles. So do I just call you Polonaise? It says cardamom and woods to me. Yeah, okay. No, I get that. Cafe chic, says Sister Parfum. Nice words to have chosen. Yeah, well, you put the words in my head. This is pre-sprayed Dolce Vita. It's just completely smile inducing, and that sunshine yellow of the packaging and sort of champagne bubbles and sun motif of the bottle. It's really good. It's really, really good stuff, and thank goodness that they still make it. Gavin says this is one of the group of scents that realized you could stick loads of ISOE super in with certain ingredients and make them acceptable. Maybe, but that doesn't make it a bad perfume, okay? At least I think. Sister Parfum says, I'm not fruity at all, but in this one, it's so different. I would agree. I'd agree. And I think that's because the base is so well done. There's this really, really beautiful harmony between the sandalwoody vanillicness, and the woods are very, very gently done. I think it's great. And I think it's just the kind of note that I wanted to strike for the 400th episode, where I say, thank you so much for your support. Thank you for making my Vita so much more dolce when we do these videos. And I hope we will continue to be able to dolcify each other for many, many years to come, or many episodes to come. That yellow packaging killed it, says Gavin. Well, you never know. Maybe that was not the right choice then. Oh, Sister Parfum, that's very, very kind. Thank you very, very much. you may well be right. Maybe yellow was just not, you know, the right color for the mid-90s. Maybe the dots weren't the right choice for the mid-90s. But looking back, you can kind of see what the marketing people were thinking, and it just didn't strike the right chords at the right time. Okay, I will need to leave you in peace. Stay tuned for Stay tuned to social media for details of more videos coming your way soon, including we need to do the one on the new version of the Chanel Chance Flanker. But until then, be good. Thank you for watching, not just this episode, but all of the other 399. Take care, everyone. See you soon. Bye now.